Welcome to Talk Fair on Air, LinkedIn live event hosted by Bureaus, the show where AI and innovative unconventional thinkers take center stage. I'm your host, Viveta Jean, AI language solution specialist, and today we're diving deep into the intersection of legal translation and artificial intelligence with an expert in the field. So let's talk fair on air. We're honored to have Wojciech Woloszyk join us. Wojciech is the CEO of Juridico and a legal linguistics expert with extensive experience in the legal translation industry. His insights into the evolving landscape of legal translation in the age of AI are invaluable. Wojciech, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and to have possibility to share my thoughts and ideas about AI and its presence and its impact on our industry.
So, can you share a bit about your journey in the legal translation industry and how you see AI shaping its future?
Of course, I'm one of these translators who started in pre-technology era, I would say. We translated texts in a really traditional way before using cut tools, just in a word processor. So I was at the beginning of my career path. I was used to working with paper dictionaries, with paper legal acts, and introduction of cut tools was one of the revolutions, especially on the Polish market, that I was witnessing myself. I started my career as a lawyer. I'm still practicing lawyer in the public procurement and construction industry, but I was also a real enthusiast of languages and started to legal translation while practicing in a law firm as a kind of hobby. Then it appeared that I'm quite talented in this field and started to do it professionally and founded Juridico Legal and Financial Translations with my colleague Magda Arendt at 2011. Where still cut tools were the main technology that we used, and apart from more general technologies used by everybody in the business. And we focused our business activity on institutional clients. We decided to try to have our business very narrowed and targeted at European Union institutions and Polish government clients and corporate clients. That's why we are on the Polish market and central and East European market, one of the most specialized in institutional translations for governmental public clients and international organizations. When AI appeared on the market, it was like 2 years ago. We started to experiment with it, and today I hope to have possibility to share some of my experiences and then takeaways and thoughts after these experiments. I think that we are at the moment where AI is just more than an experiment with it is something more than just playing. It's high time to introduce it to your business. Yeah, that's for the beginning. My general thought is that AI is not a real problem itself. The problem with AI for the translation industry is that the problem comes from common beliefs and misunderstanding about AI and its possibilities and its usage in the specialized translation.
Yes, and I think that even the fact that we are discussing legal translation and AI is controversial in a way. And it is very optimistic to see that you are in favor of AI while being a legal translator. So I would ask you, with your extensive background in legal translation, how do you perceive the challenges faced by the industry?
Um, the main the main challenge in our industry is the economical one that results from this common beliefs and misunderstanding of AI. We are all noticing our colleagues leaving the industry or changing their career paths. Some big LSPs merging between themselves or going insolvent and declaring bankruptcy. It all is a result of market, our clients seeing us as redundant. Treating AI as something that is going to replace or already replaced translators and translation companies, which is not true. But the result is that rates are going down sharply, are going down. And a lot of colleagues and LSPs are struggling on the market to make their living. But I think that we need time to adapt our business activity, our business models, and the translation process, and also our relations with our clients to the advent of AI tools, and make them more understand the role of AI, and that it's not the tool that replaces anybody or any company. It's just another tool that improves the general performance of translators. And as any other technology, AI is not to be feared, but to be used responsibly. This is why one of the sentences that I have in mind in relation to any new technology that is entering market. Let's remember that from the translation industry perspective, there is no much difference between AI and machine translation. The revolution that we are facing today, in a general manner, in a general perspective, we were facing it at 2016-17, when neural networks were introduced to machine translation tools that improved them significantly, and changed them from some made it possible to use them in a specialized translations. So now cut tools and any translation tools assisted by machine translation and AI makes our work more improves our performance. Makes it a bit cheaper, makes it a bit faster, but it's not a thing that replaces anybody, but just has to be. We have to adapt. We have to understand that there is no escape from AI nowadays. So we have to use it, and it has a lot of usages in the translation process, but not really not for the translation itself, but it's a really usable. It's really good tool that is supporting some of the stages of the translation process. But of course, it also there are a lot of risks which are related with using AI, and especially in the field of legal translations, we have to always remember about high level of professional ethics that is required from us. We have to remember about high level of professional responsibility that we have. We have to remember that we work with highly confidential and highly sensitive documents and data, and we have to bear all of it in mind when using any kind of technology, not only AI. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I see also the challenge of for LSPs where there is the investment based on the academic literature, I would say, and research. There is the investment in tools, as you said. So there is an increase of productivity. But at the same time, I don't see the investment in training where everyone is trying to have the training implemented in-house by managers, but not by experts. And this shows that, again, we invest in tools, but we want to save money, time, resources from the training, not focusing on the human aspect of things sometimes for some companies. So by saying so, and given the value that needs to be attached to the human factor, what initiatives have you been involved in to advance the field?
Oh, apart from being legal translator, linguist, and language company manager, I'm also chairman of Polish Association of LSPs, Polot, and within our association, we are trying to discuss internally what's next, what should we do, how should we treat AI, how should we behave. My not only mine, but my general impression is that it's high time to join forces, I would say. It's a really good time for mergers, for consolidation, for looking for resources for investments, as you said. Because the problem with hiring experts is that rates in the industry that are going down, and the high level of competition between translators and LSPs, and our attitude of our clients that treat us as a redundant cost, that it's not really treated as a giving any value to their businesses. That means that we have to build up a bigger organizations to accumulate some capital to invest into tools, to integrate them into translation process, to make the best possible use of AI in our business. And to go through all of this, we really need money, which money and professionals from within our companies, and everybody in the business have somebody on the board that is expert in some part of the translation process and in some tool. So making it together, consolidating and looking into the future as more consolidated, less atomized industry. It's a solution of our problems from my perspective, and that's what we are looking into in Poland. And we within the framework of this process of our internal discussions, we are offering our members set of meetings with AI professionals looking into AI from different perspectives, from a legal point of view, from a technical point of view, but also from a psychological point of view, because AI is also a big challenge for society itself, and it brings a lot of social changes, and the way the whole business works. So we are trying to have some external expert bringing their perspective into our translation industry perspective, and so we will have in April and May these free meetings with such experts in Poland. And our main objective is to organize conference which is mainly for Polish market, but not only, which we hope to be organized in cooperation with the European Union. And the main topic of the conference will be the change and managing the change in the industry, which mainly involves the AI tool and its impact on the industry and on the translation process.
The topic is really relevant right now, and it is your work with the association is really interesting and inspiring, like the work of all associations around the globe. So it is good that you share this with our audience, and because the audience is always interested in experience of people being managers, leading associations. So, could you share some insights into your role as an external lawyer linguist for prestigious organizations like the Court of Justice of the EU and the European Central Bank, especially considering the influence of AI in legal translation for the institutions?
Yeah, of course. My career path as some members, some representatives of our profession is that I started as a freelance, as a lawyer and freelance translator. Then I founded a small company, which is a bigger player now, but I'm still translating myself as well. I'm not being chairman of the association, being CEO of the company. These are roles that I'm doing in my everyday life, but I'm also serving in Court of Justice and European Central Bank, and also for the International Criminal Court in The Hague, as being external lawyer linguist and translating, participating in the translation process, being a member also to, especially in the European Central Bank, being member of the internal in-house team, working sometimes remotely, sometimes in Frankfurt am Main. And to be frank, AI is not really present yet there. As we have to remember, institutions, especially European institutions, are really keen into technology. They are really in they are adapting it in a really fast way, taking into consideration the normal pace of introducing any new technology into public service. But EU institutions are working on their own machine translation tool, which is e-translation. And they are also preparing themselves for introducing AI tools into their translation process. One of very important initiatives is preparing publicly available strategy of adapting AI, which was published by the European Court of Justice a few months ago. Something like two months ago, I think. I wrote an article on this topic, which is available on my blog on LinkedIn. But yes, they are starting by preparing legal framework, preparing manner of responsible use of AI. They are really facing the risk and challenges. They try to understand them. They try not to go too far with using new technology, but first to think it over, to prepare themselves, and to be really aware of any risks which it brings with itself. The main risks that are analyzed within EU institutions are disclosure of sensitive data, which is possible when using AI in proper way, breaching confidentiality, problems with intellectual property infringements, generation of false information and hallucinations, which are still possible in AI. They are also treating as really important problem with biases in AI algorithms, and which are a major challenge and which could result with distorted interpretation or misrepresentation of or lack of impartiality when doing legal translation. So all of these challenges and risks are really being analyzed and discussed within the institutions, and usage of AI is for now limited to some narrow tasks, but the potential of AI is seen. They are also waiting for the legal framework in as regards the AI Act, which is still in the legislation process, and implementing these tools in accordance with newly prepared legal provisions. So yes, we are discussing usage of AI within EU institutions. We are being asked how we see it, but there is no, in case of ECB, using any free tools or generally available, publicly available tools like GPT is still prohibited. But they are looking into it, how to adapt it into and integrate it into their internal processes.
And this is very interesting because we would not expect the European Commission to go that fast for what we can compare with the past situations, that they go that fast and keep up the pace with the advances of AI. They seem to embrace the future. They seem to see value in it, even if there are these constraints relevant to ethics that have to be addressed, and I'm sure that they will do their best to address it in a nice way for all of us. So, because the legal documents and working as an institutional translator involves high quality, so what strategies could you share with our audience that you employ to maintain quality and accuracy?
Within Juridico, we are working in accordance with two quality standards, which is the general standard for translation 17100, and we are also certified for legal translation standard, which is ISO 2771. And our quality assurance process is compliant with these two standards. So translation, even in case of machine translation, which we are using in our everyday practice, which is quite obvious, for some purposes, it's not good for every solution, for every topic, for every kind of document. But in case of standard corporate documents, policies, guidelines, machine translation is a really good solution. But when we are obliged by our contracts, and that's the case in case of most of our clients, to translate, to have the translation process in place that is accordant with the standards, then even in case of post-editing documents, we are employing at least two linguists for keeping quality. One is in the role of a post-editor. The second is as a reviewer. In case of more complex, more complicated texts with higher level of quality required, like court decisions, some academic papers, then we did not use any post-editing, any machine translation. It's still being translated in a more traditional way, where there is one translator, which is the main person on which the whole process is focused. Then reviewer, and in the case of translation into English, which is our main language pair, we are employing native proofreaders. So some part of our work is still being made in a traditional manner, because and that's one of the constraints of the AI, and that it's not creating anything. We have to remember that AI is just using puzzles, some fragments, some extracts from texts that were created by human, but it's not generating anything. It's anything new. It's just using puzzles that were produced and prepared by human before. When in case of some creative texts that are present in a legal translation as well, court decisions and academic papers, some scientific texts and articles, A high level of creativity is still required, and there is no place for AI. Human touch and human creativity is the main factor that decides about the success of the translation and
Thank you
satisfaction
for
of our client.
highlighting this. Thank you. So I think that the perspectives you shared with us were really interesting, and you attached the importance that was needed to the human factor, the human in the loop, and this is the main part of the AI, to see that AI is just a tool and the human is what makes AI important and useful. And I will go ahead with our fast 5 questions for you. So you have like 10 seconds to reply. Don't take me as a rude if I don't allow you more time and go to the next one. So ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the furthest thing you've experienced with AI?
Different types of hallucinations.
What's one tool or tip you can share that makes you most productive?
Treat AI as your writing assistant and talk to it as to the human.
What's the biggest myth people believe when it comes to translation and technology?
The translation is just pressing a button and rewriting text from one language to another.
What's your favorite word in your native language?
Konstantynopolitańczyk wianeczka, which is a Polish tongue twister.
Okay. So, using one word, how would you describe AI?
Hype. I think hype and tool. Just another tool like wheel, bow, X. It's just another level of human development. We have to adapt it. We have to integrate it into our process. We have to know our enemy, and we have to make it work for us, not to work for it, and not
Great.
to replace us.
And thank you very much for this new one word. Every time we have something different, it was great. So thank you, Wojciech, for making our Talk Fair on Air podcast a learn and fun experience. Talk Fair on Air is an event hosted by Bureaus. BureauWorks is a cloud-based translation management system integrating innovative AI translation technology and the winner of the Process Innovation Challenge at Lockwood 50. If you want to experience pure AI innovation in translation technology, sign up for a free trial using the link that I will share after this event in the comments, and get a special offer, 30% off for the first 3 months, or book a demo with me to navigate AI in translation. So, Wojciech, we're ready to close for today. Do you have any advice for aspiring legal translators to share?
Yes, know your enemy. Well, that's what I already mentioned, and make it work for you. Understand it and employ it into your translation process.
Great. So feel free to share with our audience your LinkedIn or any potential events or information that you would like to share in the comments. And let's wrap it up for today's episode of Talk Fair on Air. Thank you again, Wojciech, for sharing your invaluable insights with us. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into Talk Fair on Air. Stay tuned for more engaging discussions on the ever-evolving landscape of language and technology. Until next time, remember to embrace the possibilities of AI in translation and always play fair and stay loyal to your work ethics. Thank you. See you next week.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Wojciech.
much.